And good morning from me to you. This is a talk about creating positive energy. When I was preparing it, of course, I checked the old reliable internet and found an abundance of suggestions on how to do this. Here's one such list I found that touted living in the now. Enjoy nature, engage in positive self-talk, develop an attitude of gratitude, take a mental break, laugh, hang around with positive people, look for the silver lining immediately, breathe deeply, remind yourself not to dwell on negativity, perform random acts of kindness, talk it out with a friend, take a walk, engage in rigorous exercise, sleep, journal, play hooky, treat yourself, and move through your day mindfully. Yikes. I frankly am tired of having to do so much to keep the energy around me positive. I've spent the last 18 months envisioning healing for myself nonstop. I've done exercises, meditations, affirmations, read spiritual messages, taken workshops, watched webinars, listened to healing music on YouTube, and even fit in numerous doctor's appointments. I'm exhausted. I focus so much time on nowness that I forget to live. Is that what being in the now is all about? I discovered that creating positive energy this way is a full-time job. How can I concentrate on mindfulness, positive self-talk, kind actions, and still live my life, which is filled with complications and challenges? So I sat down to figure out what that meant for me. What if I didn't have to concentrate on that all the time? Is there an easier way to go about integrating all my inner growth? You will no doubt be relieved to know that my solution for creating positive energy involves only one of the items on that long list. Perform random acts of kindness. In other words, create a burst of positive energy for others. And once you start doing this, it becomes addictive and will send your spirit soaring, and you will want to do it more. Now, don't do this just to make your ego feel good. That's not where this comes from, because it's not about you, it's about the other person. For the most part, we all live in our own little worlds, and especially with COVID, we fail to notice and acknowledge what we like about other people. I think the biggest takeaway of creating positive energy is that this will help you become more aware and leave behind judgment. Aware of life around you, aware of people, aware of your own prejudices and judgments. You will leave behind being self-absorbed. It takes a higher level of awareness to choose to spread kindness wherever you go. And you do not need to call in the white light or other forces. It does not require a spiritual practice. It only requires living life. And you can have a lot of fun doing this. Who doesn't want more fun in life? So make a game of it. Now let's talk about awareness. Awareness will teach you to be in the now. You start seeing on many levels. See a real human being and approach this without ego and don't get stuck in yourself. You want to invoke the power of true observation. So let's start with people. A random act of kindness will let you see a person. That's all caps, capital S, capital E, capital E. We don't look at each other. When someone notices something about me these days, I am briefly taken aback because it is so unusual, and I am so surprised that I even find it hard to react. And this is very important. Everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to know they exist in the eyes of others. So really look at the person you are interacting with, whoever they are. Give the person your full, undivided attention. Make sure they see you seeing them. Don't stare at them and make them feel creepy. Just engage them with that namaste love. And then look and see how people are expressing their individuality. What do you notice about them that stands out positively? I like doing this at the checkout counter. The associate checking you out has to deal with hundreds of people every day, many of them ungrateful. So can you put yourself in their shoes? If I can find something to compliment them on, I do that. Have they colored their hair? Notice it. A beautiful manicure? Notice it. Are they wearing something unique? Notice that. At Lowe's, an employee was wearing a Lowe's apron with the front pockets lined with markers of every color imaginable. About 25 of them. Oh, she absolutely lit up when I commented on it. She was noticed. And when I received change from a purchase, the coins were mint new and shone and sparkled like jewels in my hand. And just noticing that led to a brief interchange where we both remarked on how pretty they were. Just become aware of the smallest things. Now, all you need to do is notice something and remark positively on it, even if you wouldn't particularly find it to your own personal taste. Ask questions. Often this will start a brief conversation and smiles. They feel like they have been acknowledged and you both feel better. If you set your judgments aside, you'll open your mind to the personal struggles that other people may be going through, and it will be easy to act compassionately towards them. You'll be turning the focus away from yourself and toward the other person. I will say that in this day and age, you may have to be a little careful with what you say to whom. Men especially might have to exercise a bit of caution so they don't come across creepy. But just stay in your heart center. That should communicate itself. Sad but true. And how about when you call a company? This is a great way to create positive energy. What a mind-numbing job to sit in a cubicle all day dealing with angry, ungrateful customers. So after an often long waiting time on hold, you finally get connected to a person and state your issue. Then you have to wait for their computer to respond. Is it funny how they always say, my computer is slow today? So why not start up a conversation? I love to discover where they're located, and that starts interesting chats where they end up sharing about themselves. I learned about Indian food and culture, and that a rep in the Caribbean pronounces it Caribbean instead of Caribbean, which was something interesting to me. I wanted to know that. They are usually delighted to share their lives, and they appreciate someone else's interest because you see them. At the end of the call, find something positive to say to them. You are so efficient. You did that so fast. You took care of everything. You answered all my questions. You can actually feel their energy become lighter. And while you're doing all this, don't forget to smile. Even with masks, smiles can be seen, and your voice always conveys a smile as well. Sometimes just sharing a smile, a sincere smile, from the kindness of your heart will uplift others. Be generous with those smiles and put feeling into them. Look at and smile at store clerks, waiters, delivery people, repair folk, and other people you come into contact with. The other day, I thanked the mowers of my lawn, and they were absolutely surprised, stunned, that somebody would thank them for doing their job. I gave the UPS driver a tip after he lugged a huge, heavy box into my hallway. He said, no, it's not necessary. But I said it was just to say thanks for working so hard. And he really appreciated that. It is so easy to do and will brighten or lighten people's days. Create positive energy. Does someone do something nice to you, for you? Saying thank you is something we probably usually do. But do you say it with enthusiasm? Oh, hey, thank you so much. Or does it become a meaningless way of saying goodbye? Thanks. So be aware of what you are saying thank you for, personalize it, smile, and make eye contact. Oh, and be sure to thank on a daily basis whoever it is in your household that prepares meals for you and keeps the place clean. It's important and appreciated. And if that is you, then appreciate yourself. And the biggest thing to remember is to be genuine. Your expression of thanks, admiration, or appreciation has to come from inside you. It can't be forced. And you have to truly, deeply mean what you say. If you don't, it's meaningless. Don't waste your time. Surprisingly, some people just aren't ready to accept good wishes. They aren't responsive to any kind of positive energy. Have they never been spoken to kindly? And also sometimes the person will respond with something that deflates what you intended. You say, "Oh, what a nice dress you're wearing." And they say, "What? This old rag?" Yes. So when someone says thanks, when someone thanks you, what do? Do you say, "You're welcome," or do you say, "No problem"? There's a difference in the energy between those. Be aware. No problem is a problem. To do all this, you need to feel into someone's energy. And you know how to do that. Where do you feel good? How do you feel listening to a boring speaker? Listening to an enthusiastic speaker? At a crowded sports event? In a frenetic city? In a serious traffic jam? Around a group of children playing? At the Interfaith Center? That's your gut talking to you. Your gut feeling will also tell you if something feels wrong. This gut center is committed to your happiness, health, and survival. And with practice, you can learn to tune into it just by pausing and being aware. I want to say a word about monetary generosity. Don't be afraid of giving money away. Generosity is an expansive energy. Stinginess is a restrictive energy. This means the more you give, the more you get. Start carrying around a small stack of money specifically to give away. Leave a dollar bill in a restroom or on a vending machine or in a library book or anywhere else that one might not expect to see money. Now imagine you are a kid again. You find this dollar and wow, you are rich. At the dollar store, you can buy anything you want. There's not much that is as exciting as finding money. Coins are fine, but a dollar is wealth. Do any of you shop at Aldi? What do you do with that grocery cart quarter? Do you retrieve it or do you leave it in the cart as a gift for the next person? I've also heard of people actually buying someone else's groceries for them. That is truly sharing wealth. The person receiving a gift like that will think of the blessings she receives, and when she prepares the food, feeds her family, tells her friends, realizing that someone cares. That's a big gift. And giving to beggars. People often say they don't want to give money because the beggar will use it for drugs or alcohol or cigarettes. But consider this. What if one of those things is the only comfort the person has in his or her life? What if your money gives them a few moments to escape a life too terrible to contemplate? Can you judge them when they are doing the best they can to merely survive? It's not up to you what they do with the money. The exercise is to give it freely and wish them all the best with a heartfelt smile. And traffic light beggars. I carry a small stack of money specifically to give to someone if I come across them, but then I don't find them. I think they've been there to teach me a lesson in generosity, and when I've learned it, they disappear. So your gift is just a gift. You give it and the person receiving it can do what they want with it. Release the need to get feedback. This is hard to let go of. You want to see their positive reaction. If you can release the need to know how what you did or said affected someone, you'll have made a big leap forward to quieting your ego. And isn't that what we're trying to do here? You don't need to run out searching for people or ways to disseminate positive energy. By staying aware, you will notice them. And each time you spread positive energy, it will come back to bless you. The more I do this, the more aware I become. And believe me, it is a lot of fun. So we're all in this physical world to make a difference. The difference doesn't have to be life-altering. In fact, not many of us are capable of that. But if you said thank you to someone who did something even small for you, or if you happily gave a handout to that homeless person, if you complimented the cashier who was working for you despite the pandemic, if you helped an animal that needed someone to care for it, if you picked up a piece of trash on the sidewalk, or if you did any other act of service, no matter how small, then you have helped make the world a better place. You have made a difference. And even if we help only one person, that gesture goes out to the entire universe as a positive vibration. All are uplifted. Thank you. That's the end of the talk. We usually have feedback now. And today, if you like, and if I would like, to invite as many of you as possible to think of one thing you have done that created positive energy for someone else and share that. No long stories, just a brief comment. And my hope is that this will just open up a wide range of possibilities for you. Is that something we can do? All right, Della's shaking her head, nodding her head, yes.